We are back. We're going to do numbers 15 to 18 now. Okay. 15, find the supplement and complement of each angle. Okay. Well, first of all, I realize that this, remember, complementary angles, all right, their sum is 90 degrees or pi over 2. Supplementary angles, their sum is 180 degrees or pi. Okay. Since I am in radians here, so 3 pi over 7 is in radians, I want to find the complement, I want to do pi over 2 minus 3 pi over 7. Remember, do the bigger piece, pi over 2 minus our angle, okay? Our 90 to minus our angle. In order to subtract fractions, we need a common denominator. So I'm going to, my common denominator is 14 because 2 does not go into 7. So I have to multiply these by 7 and this fraction by 2, okay? So this becomes 7 pi over 14 minus 6 pi over 14. 7 minus 6 gives me 1 pi, or just pi over 14. So that's my comp. Okay. All right. Biggest thing is, remember, to subtract fractions, pi over 2 minus 3 pi over 7, we need a common denominator. All right, we need a common denominator. Okay. Next, I'm going to find the supplement. So I'm going to take pi minus 3 pi over 7. Again, not a common denominator here. Okay. It's like 1 pi. All right. So in terms of 7, so I could think about this as 1 over 1. I can multiply the top and the bottom by 7 because I know that 7 pi over 7 is just, this is just 1. So 7 pi over 7 minus 3 pi over 7 gives me 4 pi over 7. Okay, that is my supplement. Sorry, I got to do a little arrow it up. Okay, next. This is in decimal form, right? We are in decimal form here, which means our answers should be in decimal form. Now, it says leave exact, but if your original is in decimal form, then your answer should be in decimal form as well. So in this case, find our complement. I want to do the complement as 1.57. All right, that's about pi over 2 with a decimal minus 2.65. Well, wait, this is going to be a negative answer. So, because 2.65 is greater than 1.57, there is not a complement. There's no complement. There's none. Okay, this would give me a negative answer. All right, supplement is pi, which is 3.14 minus 2.65. Well, if I subtract those, I get 0.49, 0.49. So again, if my answer starts in decimal, or excuse me, my original starts in decimal, my answer should be in decimal form as well. Okay? This, yes. All right. So here we go. Sketch the angle in standard position. Find the reference angle. Find one positive coterminal and one negative coterminal. Okay? So I have decimal form here. All right? So everything needs to stay in decimal. I'm going negative, which means I'm going around this way. All right, so that's 0. That's negative 3.14, negative 6.28, negative, what do I got? 9.42. And this is negative 4.71 and negative 10.99. All right, so negative 10.5, negative 10.99, which means I'm going to go around the circle all the way and end up over here. Remember that arrow determines our direction, and our angle should be somewhere right there. Okay? The reference angle, remember the reference angle is the angle that our given angle makes with our closest x-axis. Okay, with the closest x-axis. Well, I have 10.5 and 9.42. So to find the reference angle, I'll just subtract 10.5 minus 9.42, and I will get 1.08. It's an 8. Yep. All right. To find a positive coterminal angle, I'm going to take negative 10.5 and add 2 pi to it. All right. And add 2 pi to it. Well, now, since our given angle is in decimal form, I want to add the 2 pi version of decimal form. So 6.28. Well, negative 10.5 plus 6.28 gives me something. Gives me not something, but negative 4.22. So that could be our negative coterminal right there. All right, that negative 4.22 can be our negative coterminal right there. Boom, we already did one of them. So I'm going to take negative 4.22 and add 6.28 one more time so I can get a positive coterminal, which is 2.06. Remember, there are multiple answers for these types of problems, okay? So check your work on the back of the sheet. If negative 4.22 wasn't your answer or 2.06 wasn't yours as well, all right, there are multiple answers for this. Okay, this problem, part B, we are in radians, okay? So we need to stay in radians again. We need to use pi. Again, I'm going to take a little screenshot of this and then, oh, my head's going to be it. That's just solid. Let's just cut it off. Yeah, how about that? All right. So, there we go. Undo. Got a battle. There we go. So, 19 over 12. All right, remember this is right here. So we're going, since it's positive, we're going around the regular way like that. All right, this is pi. This is 12 pi over 12, which is 1 pi. 24 pi over 12, which is 2 pi. Okay. 6 pi over 12, which is pi over 2. 18 pi over 12, which is 3 pi over 2. So that tells me that since I'm looking for 19, it has to end in my fourth quadrant. So it'll look like this. Make sure the arrow denotes the direction. Boom. There's your answer. All right. Again, so we want to find the reference angle. The reference angle is the angle made when the closest x-axis, which is right here. Okay, so if I'm going from 19 pi over 12 to 24 pi over 12, or 24 minus 19, I get 5 pi over 12. Positive coterminal angle, I'm going to do 19 pi over 12 plus 24 pi over 12 and get 43 pi over 12 for my positive. Negative coterminal, I'm going to use purple here. I'm going to do 19 pi over 12 minus 2 pi, which is 24 pi over 12, which will give me negative 5 pi over 12. Remember, you have multiple answers for this. All right, here's my positive. Here's my negative. Okay, you could add 24 again and get another positive. I could subtract 24 one time and get another negative. All right, that's 16 in the books. 17. Boom. We are rocking. State which quadrant theta lies in if we know that tangent is less than 0, which means it is negative, and cosine is also less than 0, which means cosine is also negative. So think about your quadrants. All right. Tangent is negative in quadrants 2 and 4. Okay. Cosine is negative in quadrants 2 and 3. Well, where do they overlap? There's this overlap here. So they overlap in Q2. There's our answer. All right. Determine the following information about theta. Sorry, given theta falls between the x-axis and the terminal side and goes to the point -5, -12. Which quadrant does it lie in? Well, first of all, I know that if it's -5, -12, then it must land down here, quadrant 3. Okay? Because, give me 1 second, -5, -12. Well, my x value is negative and my y value is negative. To make x be negative goes to the left, y be negative goes down, all right, on my graph. So to find my third side, I use that Pythagorean theorem. 5 squared plus 12 squared equals x squared, and you should get 13. There's theta. Okay. What is the cosecant of theta? Well, I know the sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse, so -12 over 13. So the cosecant of theta is the reciprocal, is its reciprocal function, 13 over 12. Doesn't matter if the negative is on the bottom or the top. It does not. Either way, the fraction will still remain negative. So if you put the negative down here with a 12, that's totally fine. All right, there are numbers 15 through 18. Happy studying. Deuces.